through!
Raging
Far enough!
I'm on! I'm not!
Blast in the wind!
You're this one's all mine!
By the power of water!
Raging armor is all mine! In a bind?
Take this!
Cyclone! Here goes!
Raining!
Swallow dance!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Purge malevolence!
Now! Here I come!
Eat this!
Raining
Not in your
blast!
dreams!
Damn it! It's too fast!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Photon purge malevolence!
We got it!
Here!
I'll
Blow
finish
away!
you here and now!
Next! Take it! It's on! Lunar Rock! Not today! Here I come!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Seems about right to me.
It's on! Can't get out of this!
Where are you going?
I can handle it! You see what happened there? I'll stop its charge! Shouldn't have done
Try
that!
harder!
Far enough! Eat this!
Strike!
Healing circle!
Take this! Armor won't save
I
you!
owe you one!
I'm on it!
Blow away! You're first! Here I come!
I'm just getting... Nice while it lasts.
Strike!
Watch it!
Blow away! Take this!
Here's a healing arm!
The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
I may have bit off more than I could chew.
Big blast!
I don't even know the word defeat.
Take this!
I'm just
Blow
getting
away!
started!
It's over!
Storm!
Here's a healing arm. More for the stockpile.
You're mine!
More where that came from.
You're mine!
Lunar corruption.
Swallow blade!
It's time to finish this. Die! Consuming wildfire. Here, let me help.
You're mine!
That
Rain
is all good things! Shatter it! Demon! Attack us!
Photon blast.
That'll bring you down!
You're this!
I'm just getting started!
Air thrust. Photon blast.
It's on! Not today!
Just getting started!
Take this!
Water, hear my call.
Raining slash! Blow away!
Raging
Raining slash! Blow away!
Hear my call.
Blow escape! Blow away! You'll pay for that!
Can't get out of this!
I'll bring you back from death.
Try harder! Not a chance! Blow away!
I'm on it. I'll heal you all. Not on my watch.
Raining first strike!
Healing circle.
Talent sword! I owe you one!
By the power of
not
storm.
done.
More with that
Raining
from here. Ready to go.
Time to let it rip! It's on! Raining slash! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Help. Raging
Not today!
healing circle.
Watch your mind! It's over! Blow away!
Smash you!
More for the
Raining
I'm on a roll now!
Eat first. We master liturgy. That'll bring you down. More where that came from.
It's time!
Lightning.
You're up! Try harder!
Talon Hurricane!
Blow
I
away!
don't even know the word defeat.
Can't get out of
Here,
this!
air thrust.
You're
I'll heal
mine!
you all.
I'm on it!
Magic is there.
Not a chance!
I'll heal you
I'm not
all.
done!
Eat
Rain
this!
slash!
That's enough!
Do it.
Totally! In an instant! Impact block!
They really made us work for that one. What's this?
dispose of the trash.
Engaging! You picked the wrong fight!
Confiscate!
Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down!
You're mine!
You won't bow all night. Then you leave me no choice. Fire and support!
Try harder!
Last raging
Now you see what I can do.
You're mine!
Seal!
Blow away! The blade is rising! You're a warrior!
Then good things come to an end.
Hammer no
Far enough!
Raining slap!
Flame of fury!
Swallow blade! Coming through! Ha! Melt! Scarlet Inferno!
I'll heal you all!
My turn!
The enemy wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that!
No further!
All in order. Eagle fly!
Top field!
You're mine! Blow away!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Well, am I improving?
Tremendously. The speed and precision of your aim is simply unmatched.
I had no idea you were watching me so closely.
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was Sovereigns only.
Alphen.
Yes! It opened!
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
What?
What the?
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Danon. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for, let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the Maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, Why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dana. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
What the hell just happened?
That vision. Did everyone else see it too?
That person Alphen was speaking to, she looked exactly like Shion.
It was Naori. Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shion. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
But how is that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Danon astral energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dana's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegus. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how? And why?
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Shion, you okay?
Yeah. It was all just a little sudden. That's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides, if it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dana from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad. I'd like to liberate them too if I can. Which is just another reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Whether you're on Dana or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you. Not that I'm complaining. Come on, let's bust this thing wide open.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp. After that last illusion, there's no telling what could happen in here.
Faria, how did you get in here?
Wait, something about her isn't right.
What's wrong with her? She doesn't even seem to know where she is.
Yeah, you're right. She looks just like the soldiers we encountered outside.
A summoning?
But that's preposterous. She never had that kind of power when...
We can talk later. Here it comes!
What? I've never known Faria to control Zugos like that before.
How about with a stone that looks suspiciously like a master core?
What the? Where did she get her hands on that?
First we handle the Zugos. Then we get some answers.
Not on my watch! Healing circle! Lightning orb! Illuminate ammo!
Can't get out of
Holy
this!
glimmer! I'm all stopped up!
Raining slash!
I'm on it! Nothing gets I'll tear you apart! Far enough! I'll finish you here and now! I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
Here I come! I'm on your way!
That'll bring you down! Oh, and you! Roll with that!
Magic is there!
Ignite!
Ready and ready!
Annihilation!
Raining slash! Blue escape!
Here's a healing arm!
Raining slash!
More with that!
Blue away! Here I come! Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down!
Raining slash! No further!
Crumble!
Blue away! Raining slash!
Stop! Here's a healing arm!
Raining slash! Blue away!
Not on my watch!
Raining slash! Blue away! Raining slash! Blue away! The flame inside me yearns to be let free! Eat dirt!
Talon Hurricane!
Now!
Remote!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
Here's a healing arm!
Now you see what I can all
Blue
finish you
away!
here and now!
Raining slash!
There you
Blue away!
Arcane waterfall!
Dance!
Freeze Lancer!
Blue away!
Get attack! Right, watch out! Magic is there!
I can do this
Try
all day!
harder!
Water!
My
Hear
turn!
my call!
Here I come!
Eat this!
Raging
Try
Storm!
harder!
Glacial
Not
Spear!
again!
Here's Evil!
Blue away!
Razor
Here I
Cycle!
come! Crush!
Puddle! My astral energy! Healing circle!
Inspiration!
Ignite!
I can do
Lunar
this all day!
corruption! Lightning orb! Raging cascade!
I've let you all down.
Stay away from my friend!
Arch shield!
Not done yet!
Here's a healing
Turtle
cascade!
devastation!
First aid!
I can do this all day! Get in my hand!
Lunar corruption!
I'll tear you
Take
apart!
this!
Talon
Lightning
Power!
Cadet! Gemini Aqua!
Crumble!
Here's a healing arc! First aid! Shining
Turtle
Supernova!
devastation!
Dance in the
Raining
wind!
slash!
Eat this!
Blue away!
Illuminate
Crush
the
you!
Holy Glimmer! Holy Healing Circle!
Eat this!
Crush!
Watson!
Blue away!
Annihilation ready!
Raining
Light Astral Energy! Here, let me help!
Where are you going?
Strike! Burn in hell!
What's this?
Here's a healing arc!
Blue away!
Big water down!
Raining slash!
Almost there!
Oh, close enough! Take it away, Mom!
I thought you'd never ask!
Photon
Take it!
Water! Hear my
Escape!
call!
Just getting
Blue
started!
away!
Red! Igniting! Flame of fury! Burning
Here I
Glacial
come!
Spear! Leave the chargers to me! Equal something up! Fighter!
You'll pay for that!
I'll burn you all from depth to this! Holy...
No paper!
It's about to strike!
Blue away! Look sharp, everyone!
Not on my watch!
The flame inside me yearns to be let free!
Lightning orb!
Here I come! No!
Here, let me help!
Can't end here! I owe you one.
You're done! Anything in armor is all mine! I'm on a roll now!
Here's that blast!
Can't get out of this! Big blast!
Blue away!
Glacial gonna pay for that! See what happened there as you crossed me.
This
Shouldn't have done that.
I'll bring you
Do
back
this
from
all
dead.
day.
Eternal devastation!
Tectonic force!
Blow away! Here I come!
Watch this!
Ready, go!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Now it's just her!
Faria! Can you hear me? Faria!
She's preparing another summoning!
The art she's casting is way too powerful to control. At this rate, her body won't be able to take much more. Dohalim!
Forgive me.
Man, I thought we were goners.
Everything okay?
Yes. She's only unconscious.
Not her. I meant you.
Shion, please. Can you treat her?
I can try, but I can't promise she'll be back to her real self when she wakes up. All I can do is heal her physically.
We're not even supposed to be in here. Maybe it'd be better if we moved her to somewhere a little safer. Don't you think?
In that case...
I'll take her off your hands.
You?
Avakir, what are you doing here?
I was curious what you were up to, so I took the liberty of following you to find out. I overheard what you said about Tarnigan, about how he really died. I'm sorry, I had no idea.
And you believed me? What makes you so sure I wasn't lying?
I like to think I know you a little better than that, Dohalim. Give me some credit. I'll take Faria. Leave her with me. I know better than to ask what you're up to. But whatever it is, I hope it all works out.
Thank you.
He seems like a good friend.
He hasn't changed. He never was one to stand out. Instead, he was always hanging back, worrying about everyone else. As for Faria, it's always the closest to me who get hurt.
You don't seriously blame yourself for what happened to her, do you?
Somebody got to her, to strike back at me. Someone who knew me well enough to know that I'd hesitate to fight back. And the same goes for you as well. Neither you nor Faria would have lost loved ones, if it wasn't for me.
You're wrong. Kelzelik was the one who killed my brother, under orders from Almadria. As for Tarnigan, if it weren't for the crown contest, he'd still be alive. That and the whole damn hierarchy that makes it possible. But that's why we're fighting. To put an end to this whole messed up system that treats people as expendable.
Indeed. Ridding society of this blight is really the only way I know how to atone for my sins.
You can't atone, Dohalim. I know it hurts to hear, but those people are dead. No amount of soul-searching or trying to make amends is going to change that. Forgiveness, acceptance, those ships have sailed.
So I just forget the harm I caused?
No, the opposite, in fact. You remember. You never forget. You keep it in your heart always. And then you go on living. Not for those already passed, but for those still alive.
For those still alive.
Kisara's right. So long as we've still got breath in our bodies, we can make a difference in the lives of others. Lives being the operative word.
That's what living's all about. Being able to still make a difference. Punishing yourself for the past won't make the pain of your conscience go away.
Only fixing the problem in its stead. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. You have to live for tomorrow, Dohalim, not for yesterday. And not only that, you need to live for yourself, and for the change that you still can be.
I shall try.
Don't forget, we've still got a mystery to solve. The Forbidden Zone, remember?
Shion,
Huh?
thank you. You have my deepest gratitude for what you did for Faria.
Glad to be of service.
I'm glad we could stop Faria without hurting her.
You all did much for her. As well.
Do you think
What is it, Rinwell? Do you hear something again?
Yeah. It's that voice.
The will of Dana's astral energy.
What? There's so much astral energy. But where's it all coming from? It's almost like it's alive.
That was the spirit channeling ceremony just now. No, it was more than that.
What the hell was that? It felt like everything was on the brink of... like the whole world was seconds from...
Oblivion. It's the same vision as the one my thorns show me. A vision of impenetrable darkness that swallows up us and everything else.
An empty void. A nothing.
The visions of the apocalypse you've been seeing. If I'd known how bad they were,
So, everything we just saw, those were Naori's...
That's right. It was as if her innermost thoughts were speaking directly to us.
That power flowing into her. It reminds me of Shion's thorns. If they're what's responsible for all these visions she's been having, then maybe...
Maybe my thorns are made from that same astral energy?
If that is the case, we just found the missing link between your thorns and what happened here 3 centuries ago. No, more than a link. Perhaps even the very heart of the matter.
I've never felt astral energy so powerful.
If it's the same energy your thorns are made of, it must be dark astral energy, right? And isn't that something only Renans have?
Correct. Dark astral energy is possessed by Renans alone.
And when enough astral energy gathers together, It develops its own form of sentience. If so, maybe that complete oblivion is exactly what the Renin astral energy's will is wishing for. But why?
I don't know. Will can be a pretty vague thing to nail down. It's more of a feeling, just like the will of Dana.
But the will of Dana is made up of astral energy too, right? And if that's what's been showing us these visions... I don't know, should we really be getting so involved with this thing?
Dana's will would never want oblivion.
But you can't say that for sure!
Cut it out, you two. Squabbling over theories will get us nowhere.
Let's keep moving. If it's Dana's will showing us these memories, then I'm as clueless about its motives as any one of us. But if it could lead us to the truth, then I want to find out more.
Shion's right. All we can do is keep going. If these really are Naori's memories we're watching, there could be truths in them I was never aware of. And I think they may be the kinds of truths I need to confront if we're going to keep fighting.
I'm sorry about what I said earlier. Come on, let's go.
Finally, we begin to
That vision we saw...
What do you make of it?
Soon, we might have to be ready to face anything. Whatever happens. I just need a little time. Soon, I have to be ready. I'm determined to... Hold up, you guys.
What is it?
I want to look through that room over there. I'm curious what we'll find.
That's the room you visited in your past, right? Sure. We can check it out. This looks like some kind of research facility.
A laboratory secreted away in the Forbidden Zone. Why am I past being surprised at this point?
Looks pretty deserted.
Let's check it out. It might give us a new lead.
If the people of...
Well, can you make...
These are experiment records, by the looks of it. Reams of them, dating back hundreds of years. A composite being capable of controlling the creation of a governing central figure, taking the form of a Danon. Codename Sovereign.
Sovereign?
Wait, there's more. Research into utilizing force field crystals for the purpose of stable astral energy. That must be the Master Cores. With all this raw data, there's bound to be records here somewhere about the Maiden and the Lords, too.
About the Lords?
Think about it. The Lord's crests are clearly of a piece with those of both the Sovereign, not to mention the fact that the contenders to the crown are selected from otherwise regular Renin citizens. In other words, it may be that all Renins are unwittingly being made subject to some kind of
What about the Sovereign?
Where do I start? All I've read so far is the headlines. There's so much here. To sift through all of it would require specialized... Wait.
What is it? Did you find something?
It's a list of names, with the title, Test Subjects, Sovereign. It's your call.
Read it.
There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Hundreds even. All of them failures. Wait, I think I've found one that was successful. Test subject number 1273. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Alphen.
They re-engineered me. Right here in this lab.
Alphen.
It's fine, really.
Test subject number 10105. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Volron.
Volron? But that means...
He's only sovereign because someone made him that way too.
He's the last one. In 3 centuries worth of records, you and Volron are the only 2 subjects on whom the experiment was a success.
But what about the winners of the crown
Upon victory, the Sovereign shall return to Rena and rule over Rena and Lenegis combined. When a new Sovereign is decided, the outgoing monarch shall relinquish their post and live out the rest of their days on Rena. So we were told. But according to these records, there have only ever been 2 Sovereigns, neither of whom had anything to do with the crown contest. It's all lies, including the part about the Sovereign residing in Rena. The crown contest was never about deciding a new ruler. It must always have been devised for some other purpose.
But even supposing that's true, someone must have been in charge for the past 3 centuries, right? If it wasn't the Sovereign, then who was it?
Crown contests have been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a Sovereign. Me. Meaning that for the past 300 years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same person I'm willing to bet is behind all this.
The Red Woman?
It's possible. But that doesn't necessarily mean she could be working for someone else. Someone back on the Renan homeworld.
Either way, it's fair to say she's definitely involved somehow.
What about the data records? Is there no...
Not that I can see. Just file upon file. There's nothing here about who's behind all this. I've barely managed to scratch the surface.
I'll do that.
So this is... only 2...
Naori,
Don't talk. I have to do this. I gave you my word that I'd help you return to Dana. The next time you open your eyes, you'll be home.
But you...
My place is here with my people. I still have a duty to fulfill. I'm sorry for what you've endured. Renan never should have dragged you into this. It's not your burden to bear.
But...
The mask contains a sedative. It should keep your mind from tearing itself apart any further. Let yourself go to sleep. This should help with the pain. Time to go, Elfin. Farewell.
Naori.
His injuries are worse than I thought. Short-term treatment isn't going to cut it. I'll have to switch the healing pod to long-term hibernation mode. The chance of surviving hibernation's less than 10%? And worse, long-term use of the mask carries a high risk of damaging his mind and nervous system. But... if I don't head back, Lenegis will be nothing but ashes. And this starship along with it. I don't know if I can fulfill my promise to you, Alphen. But if doing this will grant you even the slightest chance, I have to try. I hope it's enough. Please, live for me, Alphen.
That vision. It must have been from when Naori helped Alphen escape Lenegis.
She sure went above and beyond the call of duty.
So that's why you lost your memories and sense of pain, and why you were asleep for that whole time. It was all the result of one agonizing decision Naori made to...
Yeah. If it weren't for her, I would...
Now that you know how she felt.
She kept her promise. If the Renan people she fought so desperately to protect are at risk from a malevolent force... Naori was the one who put that mask on me. Made me Iron Mask.
She did it to prevent your soul from tearing... itself apart. She knew you might lose your memories and sense of pain as a result. But more than anything, she wanted you to survive. And you did.
This place. We've seen this in one of Naori's memories.
Of course. After 300 years, this is where it was held. The spirit channeling ceremony. This is where the Renis Alma was.
So this is the place where you and Naori...
The Renis Alma isn't here now. Nor is the Red Woman, it seems.
I know it's difficult, Alphen, but there will be time to dwell on the past later. For now, we need to keep moving.
Naori?
What is this? Is it the work of Dana's will again?
It's been a year since the ceremony. That day, I shut away inside of myself the power that caused Alphen to lose control. Since then, my visions of the future have grown more and more fearsome.
Is this another memory?
What we did back then. Not so much as a day passes when I don't think about it. About what was done to us. All in the name of a ceremony. The purpose of which we were never even told. As sovereign, They linked Elfin's consciousness to Lenegis itself. The Renis Alma was intended to control his power, lest anything should slip through its cracks. That day, as Maiden, my role was to temper his power. I was meant to guide it forth, and give shape to the strength inside of him.
Linked to Lenegis itself? But then, everything that's been happening...
But that power showed me a vision. A vision of oblivion. When I realized that vision was a prophecy of the apocalypse we were about to unleash, I couldn't go through with it. But without a maiden, the ceremony was doomed. Alfin lashed out, his consciousness no longer his own. I did what I could. Using my abilities as the maiden, I tried to seal that power away inside of me. But it was too late. Lenegis had already been brought to its knees. Thousands upon thousands of lives so cruelly snuffed out. All because of me. Because of what I had done. With the destructive force now slumbering inside of me, I knew I had to find a way to dispose of it. Anything to make up for my failure. But I didn't know how. Especially since that power was astral energy itself. In which case, ironically enough, the Renis Alma seemed to be my best bet. That, at least, would hold the astral energy dormant. Assuming that no malevolent third party got to it first. With the Sovereign and Maiden's combined power, perhaps I could shift the chaotic energy inside me into the Renis Alma instead. That's what I hoped, but alas, it was not to be. The Renis Alma was lost, and Alfin, the Sovereign, was in a starship bound for Dana. My only choice was to seal away the destructive force inside of me using my powers as the Maiden, to buy the world what little time I could. The time needed for a new Renis Alma to be crafted, and for a new Sovereign to appear. Even if by doing so, it meant I would be passing the curse onto my descendants as well. Please, forgive me. I never meant to burden the future world with this threat too. I only wish that there was something more I could have done.
Wait, you can't just... Naori.
That message just now, was it directly from Naori? Or was it the Danan voice speaking through her?
What?
These are the clothes that Naori and I wore during the ceremony 3 centuries ago.
So you're saying this is the Maiden's outfit?
That's right. These clothes are designed to resonate with the Sovereign and Maiden's abilities. They focus and enhance them.
And they appeared now because...
Naori must have left them here for the new Sovereign and Maiden, knowing the day would come when they would need them in their fight against the Thorns.
These outfits are directly linked to the answers we've been chasing this whole time. If they're here, it must mean it was Naori's will for us to find those answers as well.
Locating the Renis Alma would allow us to neutralize the dark astral...
It makes sense. By that logic, it would stand to reason that the Renis Alma would have...
We have a Maiden and Sovereign. Now all we need is the Renis Alma, and we'll finally be Shion.
It's possible? You really think so?
I do. We can rid you of your thorns and stop the world from falling to
However, the spirit channeling ceremony already failed once.
You're right.
I know it's too early to let just hearing there's the slightest chance. Even though—
No, it isn't!
Rinwell's right.
Thank you.
Starting with a little game called Hunt.
Yeah, we've come all this way.
Yeah!
I too shall lend my services.
And they say modesty's
Miracles.
How do you know it? Now let's get moving, shall we? Somnior.
Sounds like... That's quite some door, all right. This might finally be it. The heart of the beast.
We'll find the Renis Alma and the Red Woman inside, right?
After everything we've been through to get here, they damn well better be.
We'll probably be needing you to open this one for us, Sovereign.
Go for it, Alphen.
This is it, guys. Time to see what secrets are in store.
We're a long way.
Volron! He really was still alive.
And there's the Renis Alma. Then, is this another spirit channeling ceremony?
Wait, though. Something doesn't seem right here.
Once more, the powers must be united. Born from the fires of chaos, the world does seek its rightful state. All must be sacrificed in the heart of Rena, at the shrine of the true sovereign.
What has happened to him? He's lost himself, reduced to a mere cog in a machine.
Hey, look! Over there!
Isn't that the Maiden's crest?
Can it be that this entire chamber is meant to act as a substitute for the Maiden?
It looks like it's still running, but are we already too late to stop the ceremony?
If that's what caused Lenegis' transformation, then the purpose of the ceremony must have been to drain all the astral energy out of Dana.
But for what purpose? What could possibly need astral energy on that sort of scale?
I don't know. But whatever it is, I'll bet it's connected to those visions of oblivion. Regardless, we cannot stand by and let them steal Dana's energy. That said, we should retrieve the Renis Alma. Because right now, we need that most of all.
From the fires of
He's not gonna lunge at us out of nowhere, right?
Not the time, Law.
Alphen, look!
The Red Woman! So we finally found you. I have a lot of questions for you.
Wait!
What?
They all have the same face? How is that even possible?
What is this?
Who the hell are they?
It can't... Are they even people?
It's hard to know for sure, but I think they're the true rulers of Rena.
They're not feeling particularly talkative.
It's no use, Alphen. If we don't fight, we may as well be sitting just here.
Good point. Let's stop them before this gets out of hand.
Come and get it! I'll tear you apart! Watch it!
I'm going to need to use all the power of my healing art.
You'll pay for that!
Wind Astrolabe!
Not my finest! Burn in hell!
Rising Sun!
Can't get out of this!
Thunder Field! Dance in the wind!
Bring you back from
You're
field.
mine!
More for the South Pile!
Blow away! You're...
Wind Astrolabe! More with that
Blow away!
Let it go!
I'm on a roll
Your
now!
dreams.
Equal assault!
Oh, violent darting wind!
All good things come to an end!
Try harder! Now! Take this!
Here's a healing field!
Burn!
Eat this!
You're mine!
Lunar corruption!
Strike!
Hey, watch it! Now you see what I can do!
I'm nearly done for. Blow away! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Here,
I'm ready to go!
far enough! Illuminate the top!
Now we're not...
Holy land!
Blow away! Try harder!
I'm sorry.
Knocked up!
Just what the doctor ordered. This one's mine.
Can't get out of this!
Raining slash! You picked the wrong fight! Raining slash!
Here's a
Glacial
illuminator.
Sphere.
Here's the evil. Holy glimmer.
I'm going to need to use all the power of my...
Here now!
There!
Gale force. By the
Raining
power
slash!
of the dark.
You're finished!
Holy
Blow
glimmer.
away! Here I come!
Flame of
It's
fury.
over.
Burning strike. Water.
Blow away! Take this! Blow away! You're
Silver
mine!
won't save you! Far enough! Eat this!
You're finished! Blow away!
Eagle Fly!
Raining slash! Not today!
In a vine?
Blow away!
Swallow dance!
Raining... Blow away! Raining... No escape! Raining...
Not my finest!
Stay away from my friend! Blow away! Strike!
I could do this all day!
This should do it! Here I come! I'm not done! Raining slash! You're mine! Raining slash! You're finished!
Nothing gets by me!
You're mine!
Water, hear my call!
Now or never.
It's over!
In a bind?
You picked the wrong fight!
Ready to go!
You're my... Rip and tear!
Now you see what I can do!
Confiscated!
Will this hurt?
Thunderfield!
This should do it!
Eat that!
You're high!
Waterfall!
Rip and tear!
Blow away!
Freaking dust!
You're mine!
Illuminate
I never fit!
Blow away! First strike! Ready?
Here, let me help!
Eagle fly! Raining
Field!
You're mine!
Lunar corruption!
Water!
Blue escape!
Eagle fly!
Annihilate world! War without even fury!
I play you on death! Show me what my art can do!
Brian
Don't give up!
Waterfall! Searing flame!
Not my fight!
Let me help. More for the stockpile!
You're mine!
I'll bring you back from death
Blow
to
away! No further!
Lightning
Raining
orb!
flash! It's on!
Resuscitation! More where that came from! Here's a
Blue
healing arc! Illuminate the dark!
Blue escape!
Holy glitter! I'll cover you! Eat
Blow
this!
away!
Recover! Here
You're
now!
mine!
Here, let me help!
Raining flash!
What's this?
win!
All these things come to
I'm
an
not
end.
done!
Ready to
Blow
go!
away!
I can do this all day!
Here! Raging cascade!
You're mine!
First aid!
Blow away!
Back in the... I'll be saving this
Watch
one!
this! Ready up!
Not done!
Inspiration! I could do this all day!
Sorry. First aid!
Oh, you are gonna pay
Where
for
are
that!
you going?
Now you see what I can do!
Here I come!
Storm!
I'll
Blow
bring
away!
you back from death to
Eternal
birth!
devastation!
Prepare to be sealed!
First strike!
I've still got some fight left in me.
I'm ready!
Radiant light! Here!
Swallow dance!
Tempest wall! First aid! Celestial runner!
Here and now!
Razor blade!
Far enough!
Reload!
Blow away!
Eagle assault!
I'm
Ready
going
to
to use
flash!
all the power of
Blow
lightning
away!
here to accomplish
Blue
it. Take that,
escape!
lightning!
Raining flash!
Thunderblade!
Eagle
Illuminate
away!
the fray! Come forth,
Raining
over
flash!
glitter! Holy land! Flame of fury! Burning strike!
Water! Hear my call!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Surrender! Fighting is useless now!
Do you think it's really over?
Astral energy.
Watch out! They've got something up their sleeve!
What?
It's self-destructed?
Alphen!
I'm okay. Just a little roughed up.
You had me worried there.
Who said you could touch that?
Damn it! He's awake!
I should have thought as much. So you know this place? Naturally. It was built for me, after all. We'll save that for another time. More pressing is how I'm going to tear you apart.
Even after all this time, you still insist on hating me?
You cut me down. Sovereign or not, you will pay for that.
You're obviously bluffing. You can't even move right now.
Really, is that what you think? Did you really think that such a petty device could hold me?
Are you going to claim it's because you're a ruler? Be it sovereigns or lords. In the end, they're all titles given by someone else.
Plus, what kind of ruler would spend all his time chasing Alf, who happens to be another sovereign?
Idle prattle. I proved my worth and the Sovereign's powers were granted to me.
Were they really? We already know the title of Sovereign doesn't denote royalty. It is but an overblown codename for those with a designated part to play in these proceedings. You mentioned before that you were not the only one stolen from Dana, correct?
Yeah. There were countless. And every one of them besides me died.
All of those failed experiments, and they still kept going back to Dana. There must have been some vital reason their subject had to specifically be a Danan. Then there were the records we found in the library, for you and Volron. They were logged 300 years apart, and yet the data they took from you was exactly the same. Which leads us to a single conclusion.
Then you mean Voron was kidnapped just like Alphen? But then he became a...
A slave from Dana. Just like us. Isn't that right, Volron?
So he posed as a Renan and caused all that suffering to his own people?
How could you? If you knew the pain of being a slave, why would you inflict that upon others?
Renan and Dana have meaningless distinctions. Me and everyone else. That is all that matters. I will stand above all others and take what is rightfully mine, starting with this.
A red woman?
Another one?
Give your master back on Rena this message. No one makes a fool of me. Let them know I'll make them suffer.
Don't do it!
Serenus Alva!
It's too late. We can't stay here.
We need to go. Alphen!
Go. But know I will be your shadow no matter where you try to run.
Let's go.
Never forget, I am the one who devours everything. Who answers to neither spirit nor man. My word is law. I am.
Are you two okay?
Yeah. We'll be fine.
Is Volron Have we finally seen the last of him?
We can but hope.
Those red women.
What could they be the ones behind all this? The same ones who put those soldiers in Faria in a trance?
What? Those brainless things?
Whatever's stolen from us, we'll steal it. The future's ours to protect. And right now, those things, we can head them off at Rena.
Did you say Rena?
Volron mentioned a master of theirs holed up in the motherland somewhere.
If that monstrous form's their true identity, I shudder to think who they take orders from.
Yeah.
So this thing over on Rena, that's what's really behind...
They have the Rena Salma in their grasp already, so it's unlikely they'll have cause to return to Dana. I agree that Rena's our best...
Then we're agreed. Let's head back.
But seriously, I was not expecting Volron to actually be here.
He seemed to care not one whit about Brennan's or Dan's.
Yeah. Not in a good way like with us.
I didn't see that coming.
No backing down! Engaging! You're mine! Ready, fly! That's when you done it! Blow out! I won't show you any mercy! Not today! That's enough!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! And cover it to me!
Do it! Astral energy!
Say no more!
Lunar Corellin! Where are you going?
Here I come!
Chinese
Ready,
Supernova!
Through it,
What
get
the
it!
can do!
Ready, fly!
Sleep now!
I'm ready!
More resurrection! Not on my watch!
This one's all mine!
That's my cue!
Blow away!
Shut him down!
Get it!
Oh, violent guardian!
Blow away!
Healing
Now I'm in the groove!
Raging orb! Here!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! You're mine! I'm on!
There's always room for improvement.
As if the normal freaky clones aren't disgusting enough.
Now you see what I can do! Can't get out of this!
Raise up! I'll heal you hard, malevolent!
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop.
Oh! Now I'm real mad! It's over!
I'm
Just blew away! I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Rolling Let me show you what my heart can do.
You picked the wrong fight! I'm not done! Blew away! Take this! Blew away! You're finished! That does it! You're finished! You're mine! I'll finish you here and now! Armor won't save you! Blew away! Can't get out of this! It's on! Eat this! Now it's in the groove!
I'm going to need to use all the power to accomplish.
Now I'm in trouble! Now I'm real mad!
Healing from the Lord!
You can handle this.
Not in your dreams!
Raining strike!
Hear my call!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Lightning condemned!
What's this?
Illuminate the dark! Holy land!
Glitter dragon!
Out of ammo!
What a death blossom!
I'm all stuffed up! Annihilate! Wind astral energy! Raging cascade!
Prepare to be sealed!
Swallow
dance! Do it! Double me! In an instant! Impact block!
I felt better, that's for sure.
Gotta break through!
Take violent guarding wind! Carve now through all field! Sighted! I'll be sated!
I can carve through walls! It's on!
More where that came from!
Eat this! You picked the wrong fight!
Gemini Aqua!
You're mine! I'm on you! I'll finish you here and now! Do it!
Carve astral energy!
Say no more! My turn! Blow away! It's over! Swallow blade! Too fast! Stand back! I'll trip it up! Dust to dust!
Here's the
up! Crush! Eat dirt!
Sighted!
What's this? Do it! It's over! It's long! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood. What the? When did it get pitch dark all of a sudden?
The lights are all out. Think it has something to do with the explosion back in the Forbidden Zone? Doe?
You two.
Faria, Avakir. Thank goodness you're safe.
Avakir filled me in about everything. About how I ambushed you all.
She doesn't remember a thing, so she really was being controlled.
He told me about Tarnigan, too. Is it true?
What difference does it make? What's done is done.
Stop casting me off, just for once!
Faria, not now. It can wait. Dohalim, Lenegis is in grave peril.
So I can see.
It's the city's core reactor. It's damaged. Some of the basic systems we've managed to keep online, but complete restoration's still a way off.
You're an elite technician, though. You can fix it, right?
If so, then what's the problem?
Panic's begun to set in among the citizens. Until now, whenever something like this happened, the Sovereign would issue a decree. But this time, not so much as a peep. Any longer, and we run the risk of riots breaking out before we can get things back up and running.
Forget the Sovereign. I doubt you'll be hearing from him anytime soon.
What's that supposed to mean? Do you know something I don't?
Suffice it to say, the Sovereign isn't the kind of ruler we thought he was. That is, if he ever even existed, which is looking doubtful at this stage.
Are you out of your mind? Why, if people knew that a lord such as yourself was whispering such blasphemy, they'd...
There's no time to explain now. It sounds like we need to find a way to keep Lenegis from spiraling out of control.
We need to stop that riot.
But how do we do that?
Riots feed on discontent and unrest, right?
At ease. That's it.
Why hasn't the Sovereign said anything?
Please!
I only pray...
Looks like the people of Lenegis can rest.
In one sense, when all is said and... How long have you...
What do you say we check back in on the ranch? thought we'd find answers on Lenegis, but we just ended up finding more questions.
You can say that again. And now we have more problems to fix, too. Like figuring out how to reform Lenegis.
That can wait for now. We've got more than enough on our plates to deal with as it is. Like figuring out who's really running the show on Rena.
Yeah. Which is why we're going to the Renan homeworld.
All the answers we've been looking for are on that planet. The person responsible for all this. The Red Woman. And the Renaissance. The answers have to be there. Are we prepared to finally find them?
So, what do we do first when we get there?
We know nothing about the Renan homeworld or what we might face once we arrive. We should get a feel for how things are on the ground before we take any serious steps.
It's also entirely possible that the first thing we're going to face is an attack.
If we come across a capital, we should... What? Damn! The hell just happened?
Our course has been altered. The coordinates are pointing to a different destination.
What's that?
The ship's controls aren't accepting my commands. The engine is being shut down.
That's bad, right?
Quite bad. We've lost control of the ship.
Is all of this the Red Women's doing?
Are they trying to finish us off before we can land?
Everyone! Look there!
A flower blooming out of Rena?
But that flower looks like it's absorbing all of Dana's energy.
And it appears Lenegis is serving as a conduit for that energy to reach here. Could that have been its true purpose all along?
If that's true, do you think the people back on Lenegis are all right?
We can only pray that they are.
Damn it! Haven't they taken enough already? When is this going to end?
The Flower of Oblivion.
With everything that's happening, we need to get back to Lenegis. Is the ship still offline?
Unfortunately, yes. Even more so than when it lay dormant.
Can you fix it?
Starship.
So what? We're just stuck in...
I don't believe this. We're watching Dana die before...
Law, calm down!
Right. Sorry.
It's still too early to give up.
Alphen.
Now what?
No, this is different. Something is pulling our ship in towards it.
We managed to get moving, but where are we?
It looks like Lenegis in here.
Do you think we might run into more Renans here?
Perhaps. Someone brought us...
We haven't been ambushed, so that probably means they aren't...
Hey!
If they wanted to attack us, they could have done so while we were back on the starship. We should see where this path takes us.
Ah, Shion!